Madam Speaker, the Honourable Prime Minister, fellow ministers, the Honourable Leader of Opposition, members of this August House. Madam Speaker, it gives me great pleasure to respond to the 2017-2018 national budget tabled by the Honourable Attorney General and Minister of Economy. I do so with a great deal of excitement, as the proposed budget allocation supports my ministry changing direction and will enable us to provide better service to the youth and to the sports people across the nation. Madam Speaker, I would like to endorse what my colleagues, the Assistant Minister of Youth and Sports, said in commending this pro-youth and pro-sports budget. It has clearly highlighted the government's ongoing effort to develop youth in an integrated way. As government, we strongly advocate community-based programs to provide youths with opportunities to develop life skills. We are helping them invest in their future and ours. Our program fosters technical and life skills to sustain livelihoods. We also realize that a collective and coordinated effort of both youth practitioner and educator is vital to ensure success. The contribution of this government to youth development is not restricted to this ministry, but is embedded across several ministries, which we welcome. In particular, Madam Speaker, the Young Entrepreneurship Scheme will provide much needed support of our young people as they begin their career path. Indeed, it answers the question, or we often ask, what next? Our youth can now complete an accredited course and go on to undertake an accredited diploma. Madam Speaker, since we took office in 2014, both I and the Assistant Minister have visited over 287 villages and youth clubs in the Western Division, 120 in the Central, 65 in the Northern, including Kioa and Rambi Islands, and close to 100 in the Eastern Division. For the Western alone, this includes 92 villages in Nanronga and Navosa, 95 villages in Ba, and 50 in Ra Province. Through these visits, we have been able to have town sessions and with the youth and to listen to their needs. Their participation in decision-making at grassroots level, Madam Speaker, is a vital component of our development. Youth must be provided opportunities and platforms to air their views and be respected regarding matters that concern them. This is in line with our Constitution. We have listened and their input has been included in our budget request. We have heard on many occasions that youth want to know about climate changes, and we need to support youth who drop out of university, that we need to address issues of intergenerational dialogue and educated by generation. And we need to address multiculturalism as well as violence against women and children. These are now included in our training offer to the youth with support from the Fijian Education Commission, Climate Change Unit, the Ministry of Education, and various other NGOs and UN agencies. We hope to address these issues raised by our youth. We have truly embraced the concept reaching the unreached over the past 3 years and have seen ourselves the rural-urban rift in action, particularly, Madam Speaker, of young women, all searching for better opportunities. As a result, we are increasing our focus on supporting the urban youth and defining our programs to meet slightly different requirements of youth of training opportunities in both urban and rural areas. Working with the Ministry of Education, we will address those young people who drop out of our universities. All this will be reflected in our new strategic plan, supported by the steady increase in our budget allocation. My ministry will bring more focus to promoting values and social cohesion. Madam Speaker, through youth and sports development, we seek to empower youth through training opportunities relevant to their needs with certificates of attainment, not participation. On the sporting front, we are already working more closely with the Fiji National Sports Commission and our National Sports Organization to increase the mutually beneficial cohesion between youth and sports development. However, we should not forget that sports development is about all Fijian and not just for youth. The Ministry is committed to enhance integrated, holistic and sustainable youth development. We are always conscious of our existing imbalance and current realities. We strive to build on strong foundations of non-discriminatory Fiji, in which young people contribute effectively to nation building, realizing their full potential through social, economic and political development, and increasingly, Madam Speaker, addressing climate change issues where they build sustainable livelihoods in both the blue and green economy. Madam Speaker, the Ministry of Youth and Sport is improving service delivery, further ensuring the holistic socio-economic development of our target audience, while coordinating and supporting our stakeholders and developing partners, including the UN agencies. The Ministry focuses on the building the values that lead to success through investing in young people through youth and sports development programs. The Ministry providing training, support and infrastructure to the youth of this country to encourage development of leadership, entrepreneurship, gender equality, social and constitutional responsibility. As we expand our programs to meet the diverse needs of our youth, we need to share best practices amongst youth to harness their energy, innovation and determination. Youth capacity building, empowerment and training are our strengths. The Ministry is the custodian of non-formal education, and we are making steady progress in this sector. With the Ministry of Education support, my ministry has organized a meeting and for the first time brought together NGOs, CSOs, faith-based organizations and government ministry to establish a council to guide the direction and standards of non-formal education in Fiji. This will be formally launched in next month. The ministry will continue to provide capacity building and employment training programs encouraging youth to become a productive and responsible member of our nation. Just over 1 million has been allocated to fund income-generating projects. Our Seed of Success training, empowering training, Youth Feed the Nation program, and mobile skills training. We take our service to the youth where they are. This is real service delivery. Madam Speaker, we recently revived our cooperation with the Fiji Correction Service, conducting Seed of Success training for selected first offender at the Laisenia Corrections Facility, as well as for young women offenders at Corvo. This program promotes 12 values which contribute to an engaged and reasonable citizen. We are building bridges with vulnerable youth groups who are prone to crimes and risky behavior. Through a grant from the International Foundation, we are introducing youth from the Natokawanga Housing Division to the Duke of Edinburgh International Award, a non-competitive fun life skills program so they can actively get involved in physical activity and community service. This we are doing in cooperation with the Fiji Police Force in the Western Division. $30,000 are allocated for this program, and we hope it will increase the awareness and promotion of the program to youth clubs and social and schools throughout Fiji. Madam Speaker, we encourage good citizenry, civic pride and volunteerism. Youth make up the largest number of volunteers worldwide. 200,000 has been allocated to our youth voluntary organization training program to encourage more youth to take up volunteerism and community work. As with everything, we will partner with NGOs and investigate cooperation to support the Fiji Sugar Corporation and Fiji Roads Authority as we seek to get more youths active. Indeed, many youths are already planting trees and mangroves, regenerating coral, and picking up litter. And this must extend across our country in support of Fiji presidency of the COP23. In the spirit of cooperation, Madam Speaker, we instituted a successful program of training many young people basic carpentry skills in areas ravaged by TC Winston. This brought together the Ministry of Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation, the Technical College of Fiji, and the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Through this, we have trained young men and women in over 48 villages to rebuild their homes. Now we are working on providing carpentry tools to enable this to happen as building materials have arrived and continue to be delivered. Similarly, we will be meeting the Honourable Minister for Agriculture soon to discuss formalizing our expanding cooperation. Our graduates from the six-month organic agriculture course will be guided and supported by the Ministry of Agriculture once they return home. This will also include investigating ways in which we can jointly ensure that young people recognize the importance of agriculture, not only as a profession, but as the key contributor to food security and our economy. Madam Speaker, we all in this House need to promote farming as a profession. It puts food on the table through labor and other input costs, not only in the villages but also communities throughout Fiji. Many young people regard themselves as unemployed. If they are farmers, we need collectively to change this inaccurate perception, particularly as the average age of our farmers continue to increase. Madam Speaker, in February last year, the Ministry recruited 14 youth administrators, one for each province. They have had an incredible impact and being based where possible in the office of the provincial administrator. They have become an important extension of our youth and sports development network. They have become our ears and eyes on the ground and have given the Ministry a positive reputation to responsive to youth issues. The new budget provides $195,000 for the recruitment of 20 district-based youth and sports workers. This will deepen our network, and each officer will work directly with the community to consult youth in urban areas and rural areas about their training needs. The other task that they will be carrying out is implementing that training, provide ongoing support, and monitor youth and sports program. This new initiative will have a major impact in the Ministry's ability to extend its reach to youth and currently accessing our service. Madam Speaker, we have begun the process of reviewing the National Youth Policy to ensure that our service remain contemporary and cutting edge. Since the policy was established, technology has had a major impact on how we work and communicate. It is appropriate that we review the policy now, and with the additional funding, we will organize youth and sports conference in the division to consider new draft policy and to add value to our progress in addressing the needs of the youth. This is a complement by the establishment of National Youth Advisory Board to guide the work of the Ministry and will be fully inclusive of our diverse but energetic youth. To support more effective and accurate decision making, Madam Speaker, we are launching a new database in the new financial year. I've been calling for this as it will enhance our service delivery to all parts of our country. With the additional allocation, we will be able to maintain the database and share information with other ministries, and I hope that they will, likewise will share the information with us to support increased coordination of services. Madam Speaker, I'm delighted that just over 1.9 million has been provided to upgrade our 5 training centers around Fiji. These upgrades required to ensure our training programs are accredited with the Fiji Higher Education Commission and that we provide our trainees the best learning environment. We are determined to ensure that our training centers are used 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year to achieve the maximum return on investment. This means that we will be open to offer short courses, other training in the evenings and over the weekends for those near our youth training centers, host conference and team building events throughout the year. The upgrades of our facilities are also used to provide our trainees with practical experience as part of the training course they undertake. This position them well for the employment market and reduce construction costs. Madam Speaker, just over 2 million has been allocated to the rural sports complex program to fund the completion of the construction of the rural sporting complexes in Laisenia and Tuitubou, in line with the government long-term plan to establish modern sporting facility around the country. In addition, we continue to seek an appropriate site in Bunindao. The first was turned down by the engineers, but we have 2 sites now ready for engineering and survey. This will give all athletes the opportunity to develop the skill in a wide range of sports. It will also provide opportunity for more fun days to be run to encourage increased physical activity to help us improve our mental physical well-being and combat of non-communicable disease epidemic. Madam Speaker, without proper facility, athletes and participants will not be able to excel in their sports of choice or to get more physical active. The ministry continues to develop rural sporting fields and rural and ground for schools and youths alike. A sum of $500,000 is allocated to this program, and this increase will help us to begin to address the backlog of over 107 requests for assistance. We will promote the construction of multi-purpose facilities to encourage all Fijians to learn and appreciate the full spectrum of sports available. We are working closely with the Ministry of Education to ensure that there is no double dipping and that we jointly encourage the increase of physical education in school through this program. I am pleased, Madam Speaker, that the initiative of providing sports facility in urban areas is being addressed with a focus of multi-sports and multi-purpose use. The Ministry stands ready to support the Ministry of Local Government and the City and Town Council concerned. It is important that the facility fully accessible to persons with disability and to all sports, and we will help marshal support from the National Sporting Organization. Earlier this year, we began to review the National Sports and Physical Activity Policy, engaging members of the public, ensuring wider consultation for the first time. Madam Speaker, Government realized the positive impact sports make on our nation. Sports and physical activity for all play a key role in engaged citizens, confronting societal challenges as they promote better health, social cohesion and dialogue. We are promoting positive attitudes and benefit staying physically active. Madam Speaker, we need to expose our athletes to top-level competition. As a measure of the progress they have made and still need to make, a total of 4.6 million is allocated to assist teams and athletes participate in overseas tournaments. Our teams are stated to participate in major events including the 2017 Rugby League World Cup, the 2018 Commonwealth Cup, the National Rugby Cup in Australia, and the Pacific Mini Games in Papua New Guinea. We continue to groom and nurture promising elite athletes and provide them with overseas scholarship and exposure. Madam Speaker, apart from our participation in international events, the Ministry and the Government continue to promote Fiji as a sporting destination. In the past 12 months, we hosted several internationally sanctioned tournaments, boosting our profile and capacity as the host nation in the financial year. Working with the Ministry of Industry and Trade and Tourism Fiji, we will develop a roadmap for sports tourism in Fiji to allow us to bid actively for world-level events. This will add to the world events we are hosting, including the 2017 ITTF World Cadet Challenge in table tennis and the 2019 IWF World Junior Championship in weightlifting and the 2021 World Cup in netball. To support this, close to $3 million is allocated for hosting international events. This includes the Junior Pan Pacific Games in swimming, which will be a number of upcoming swimmers to our shore, including from the USA, the regional games for Special Olympics, and various rugby 15s in the ever-popular Sevens international matches. Madam Speaker, Fiji will earn more revenue and from hosting these events, which will surpass the investment made by the government. Madam Speaker, the Ministry is also committed to promote ethical sporting behavior. In elite sports, athletes are often tempted to use banned performance-enhancing substances. In recent years, my ministry has been working to strengthen the role of National Anti-Doping Organization. We are working closely with the Office of the Solicitor General to finalize draft legislation to submit Parliament next month. Once that legislation is passed, we will establish a formal National Anti-Doping Organization. We have been allocated $90,000 to support its growth and recent capacity to serve the needs of our athletes and those visiting from overseas. Ethical and fair competition is a key aspect of anti-doping, but the other is assuring the health of all athletes. Madam Speaker, as a policymaker for youth and sports development, we have a clear responsibility to foster unity in our diversity. A critical role is promoting social inclusion. Developing sports will have immediate social and economical benefits, not only through remittance, but from having a more active and healthy population, reducing costs to our healthy system. Madam Speaker, Martin Luther King Jr. had a dream, but this government has a vision. For the development of youth through empowerment and sports, I therefore have no hesitation in supporting motion before the House to approve.
Thank you.
But thank you, Madam Speaker.